Here we are, going live. I wanted to cover this Lansing Journal investigates. I thought it was quite interesting, and Melanie is pretty spot on here.
Hello everyone, I am Melanie Youngsma, publisher of the Lansing Journal. The video that follows...
And Melanie, we really do look alike.
is the footage shot by the Journal at the December 30, 2024 special meeting called by Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard. We are somewhat late publishing this video, and that's because our original plan was to not just let the video play, but to add notes specifically about items that we had fact-checked and that we were hoping to include in a separate article that we would link to in the video. And the article would explain in more detail what we discovered through our research. Well, it is taking us longer to do the fact-checking than we thought it would, because there's a lot. Rather than wait with this video, I'm going to publish it anyway. I'll still add some notations about things that we're working on researching, but the full article that we hope to have ready is not ready. I can add it later in the description once we complete it. Jonathan Swift wrote in 1710, "Falsehood flies and the truth comes limping after it." So we are limping along, but we will get there. Even without the article ready, I feel the need to get this meeting video published because we just learned that another special meeting, an emergency meeting, has been called for Monday, January 7, 2025. So to avoid a backlog, I want to get this meeting video published before we need to work on that one.
Yeah, this is a really, really good video that they've done on the December 30th Thornton Township meeting in Harvey. And they came up with some interesting things, so it's pretty cool.
There was not a quorum at the December 30 meeting, or non-meeting, so no business was conducted. Supervisor Henyard used the time to make a lot of claims and accusations. It doesn't feel right to let those go unchecked, so I wanted to at least let you know that fact-checking is in process. By the way, in the process of doing the fact-checking that we've done already,
board members did not show up.
Sorry about that. Hey, about life. Maybe I should start this from the beginning. People are starting to come in. Okay.
Hello everyone, I am Melanie Youngsma, publisher of the Lansing Journal. The video that follows is the footage shot by the Journal at the December 30, 2024 special meeting called by Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard. We are somewhat late publishing this video, and that's because our original plan was to not just let the video play, but to add notes specifically about items that we had fact-checked and that we were hoping to include in a separate article that we would link to in the video. And the article would explain in more detail what we discovered through our research. Well, it is taking us longer to do the fact-checking than we thought it would, because there's a lot. Rather than wait with this video, I'm going to publish it anyway. I'll still add some notations about things that we're working on researching, but the full article that we hope to have ready is not ready. I can add it later in the description once we complete it. Jonathan Swift wrote in 1710, "Falsehood flies and the truth comes limping after it." So we are limping along, but we will get there.
Rito, Cynthia, About Life, Scott, welcome. Thank you for joining. This, Melanie at the Lansing Journal, we do look alike. She came up with some really good points in that December 30th meeting in Harvey for Thornton Township. So I thought it would be fun to play before the games begin.
Even without the article ready, I feel the need to get this meeting video published because we just learned that another special meeting, an emergency meeting, has been called for Monday, January 7, 2025. So to avoid a backlog, I want to get this meeting video published before we need to work on that one. There was not a quorum at the December 30 meeting or non-meeting, so no business was conducted. Supervisor Henyard used the time to make a lot of claims and accusations. It doesn't feel right to let those go unchecked, so I wanted to at least let you know that fact-checking is in process. By the way, in the process of doing the fact-checking that we've done already, it became clear again how important it is for this local newspaper to have created a record of meetings that have taken place. We have published videos and articles of Thornton Township meetings throughout Tiffany Henyard's tenure as supervisor, and so we are very easily able to look back at what actually happened and compare that to the claims that Henyard makes in this December 30 meeting. I just wanted to make that point. That is one of the valuable services a local newspaper provides. We didn't know when we started this journey.
And make sure you scan that QR code and donate to the Lansing Journal. They do a phenomenal job. They really do in all their coverage, their articles. There's a great article in there Gardis Watts wrote. So it's really, really good. Okay.
How important it would become. Anyway, here's the December 30 meeting. Thank you for watching.
Meeting. Why is that? Because the township offices are closed because the township's insurance has lapsed. So we're having a meeting here at Harvey City Hall. It will probably be the last meeting of the year as they try to work through this agenda. Unfortunately, I don't think there will be a quorum because two of the trustees, have already said that they were going to be here. So we'll see what happens. We'll have full video and story for you after the meeting. There are important things on the agenda that are going to get addressed. But we'll see what happens.
You notice that little wave that she did to the alderman? Well, I don't even know if it was a wave, but I really like the way Lansing Journal prints on the screen what's going on. I like that. I'll have to try it. But I think he was waving to the clerk, maybe, because she was all giddy and smiley, waving back. Just an observation. I'm sorry to pause again, but I noticed something in this video that I didn't notice on criticals. When she's speaking, she has those puppy dog eyes, but when somebody confronts her, you can see her eyes change and go to some kind of mode.
All right, guys, we're going to give it another 5 minutes just to see if anyone else shows up. Right now, present is myself, Clerk Williams, and also Trustee Darlene Graham. And
Hey, Tracy.
right, good evening, everybody. Thank you guys for coming out to our special meeting. Today, I called a special meeting to take care of some critical business. As you can see, I do not have a quorum. Two trustees have
watch your eyes.
out of showing up
Puppy
to
dog.
a special board meeting. We have very, very important things to take care of, and I'm gonna read it off the agenda. First, I want to give acknowledge the attorney is here, Tiffany Nelson.
Thank you, Tiffany Nelson.
And also Clerk Wells and Trustee Darlene Rayavers, and also Pepper Highway Commissioner. Everyone is present, so we are missing Trustee Carmen and Trustee Chris is both missing. First, I'm gonna read the message. All right. Stay on point today. Okay, as you guys know, y'all seen us call 7 different meetings. 4 of them was regular scheduled board meetings, and 3 was special board meetings. Unfortunately, each time the Board of Trustees, the 2 individuals, Trustee Carmen and Trustee Chris, did not attend either board meeting. Caused us to not have a quorum. As you guys know how government works. We cannot move forward.
So can they call a meeting without a quorum? Did she call a meeting? I don't know if she did. Not sure.
With business, we cannot pay bills. We cannot do a lot of things if the board members do not show up. I know they give you all this mixed emotions, this mixed information as it relates to we just do things. We do not move without board approval. When the board approves things, then things get taken care of. Like the insurance. The insurance have been on the agenda several different times. Each time, no one has shown up but myself, the clerk, and Trustee Darlene. We're the only ones that have shown up along with the attorney to pay for the insurance. When they did not show up to pay for the insurance, it caused us to lax in coverage. Therefore, no coverage for Thornton Township, for our buildings, for our vehicles, for anything. So to this day, we still have no coverage as relates to the buildings or our vehicles. So that means that services and our buildings will have to come to a halt. We cannot pick residents up. We cannot access our buildings due to the liability. If someone falls, if a car crash happens, car accident, we cannot accept that risk. So therefore, that's why you see 333 building is closed down. We will now have to move forward with the closure of our other buildings, and I did not want to go in this new year like this, and this is why we call it a special meeting, to take care of the much needed business before you. I have tried with all my heart to keep the services going here at Thornton Township. All the special meetings that were called were to handle critical issues, such as insurance, budgets, and also the tax levy. Yet, 2 trustees have opted out to showing up to any meetings that we have called under our township. But when they called a meeting, they called a special meeting last Friday, and they held it at Dog Park. Y'all know, no way that I would want to go to Dog Park. But what did I do as your leader? I still showed up, and I still took care of the business before me. Because my job is to do my job. Not care about the fighting, not care about who like who. My job is to show up and take care of the people's business, which we did. When we call meetings, people don't show up. And as you know, just explain a little further for those that don't understand what's going on before you. Our board is gridlock. Lately, there have been 2 to 2. Myself, Trustee Ingray Evans, against Trustee Chris and Trustee Carmen. So if it's gridlock, we cannot move anything. That means bills, pay any type of insurance. We can't do the things that's needed to stay above ground. Today's meeting was called to handle insurance, the budget, and the tax levy, which is supposed to be filed by December 31st, for those that follow government. Every government entity.
Henyard voted against that tax levy. Ooh. Let me know your comments about the fact checking that Melanie has done and her team. of course. Interesting.
Whether you're the library, park, school, or a village or city, has a deadline of December 31st to pass your tax levy. That is the taxes that's levied for people to operate in the following year. I will not continue to play these games with the legislative branch, and I will not allow them to overstep their duties as trustees to run the day-to-day operations. As you can see, which is not getting ran due to the fact of them not showing up to board meetings. At this point, this is where we come to an end. Tomorrow, we will have to make the hard decisions of shutting down all of our other buildings. We will have to make the hard decision of not picking up residents as it relates to them going to the doctor, to the grocery store, or anywhere else that they choose to go. I am asking for everyone to pray for my township, to pray for everyone to unharden their hearts, and to pray that this too shall pass, and when it passes, it's for the benefit of the people. We are here to handle the following. I'm going to read to you this agenda. Today we had approval of bills, the general fund, general assistance fund, and the road and bridge fund. Also,
That's right. And can everybody hear me? I hope my mic is working all right. She voted against paying most of the bills. Why? When she knew this was going to happen, right? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But pay something.
on the agenda is to approve 100% property tax refund to all homeowners in Thornton Township. So let me explain to you how that works. If Thornton Township took or allocated a portion of your funds for taxes, we are refunding you back that portion. So if we took $50, you get $50. If we took $200, you get $200. Just so we can clear up the misinformation that's out there about the 100% tax property refund. Next, our staff. Our staff are used to getting bonuses under the Frank Zuccarelli administration, and we want to give them a bonus as well. And especially for the holiday, the inflated prices for food and just cost of living, we would like to give them a bonus for this holiday, which normally they would get every single year.
You can't hear me? What about now? How about now? Bingo. Good. Now. My bad. Wait a minute. I hear you now. Okay. Now you hear me. I think I had it on mute, Scott. Thank you very much, Reload. Reload, I want you to comment in one of my videos because I have a surprise for you. Thank you, Tracy. So what is the dollar amount of the proposed budgets? Wouldn't that be like a percentage? Would it be like 5% bonus? How did they do that? I'm not really sure. That's the way we always did it. You know, you get a percentage of what you make as a bonus.
Unfortunately, the Board of Trustees, the two individuals, have not shown up to do so. Third on the agenda, a forensic audit, which was voted on and approved by myself, Trustee Carmen, Trustee Chris. We all approved to do this forensic audit, yet every single time it goes on the agenda, they do not show up to vote to move forward to initiate the forensic audit.
So if they already voted on it, why do they need another vote? Good question. Because they did vote on it, right? And did they vote yes? There was a little bit of confusion about that, I think. Let me know.
That shows you someone's hiding something. So if they say they want a transparency, why aren't we moving forward to do the forensic audit? Also, IT department and senior services. Those two departments alone needs their own credit card, which they had prior to. The Board of Trustees making ordinances to stop movement of services, such as, say for instance, we have our internet bill or anything like that that's everyday usage. They need it to go on a credit card so it's revolving, so that it does not stop. We have had times where we went without, meaning in the township, computers went down because we did not pay our bills.
The computers went down because they didn't pay their bills. I'm not too sure about that. Is anybody else? But I forgot what I was going to say before that. Shut up.
To the fact of no one showing up to a board meeting to vote to pay bills, where we can just fix that situation by having a credit card and them putting on their credit card, which IT had in the past, and that bill will get paid every single month.
Oh yeah, the credit cards. She did not want a credit card. Absolutely did not want. Based on the software that didn't get paid. Thank you, Scott. She did not want that credit card, did she? Which makes me wonder, because we've shown the credit card usage for food and everything else on the warrant list for Dalton. And I suspect she allegedly had other people use the card, so she couldn't be blamed for buying everything under the sun, right? Well, food anyways. The Amazon list, all I've seen is office supplies. A lot of them, but office supplies. Okay.
Same with senior services. I know you guys heard me speak to this. One time, the senior service department asked for us to buy ice cream for them. They didn't even vote to buy ice cream for the seniors. It was having an ice cream social. But these are little issues that we're having, which is big to the residents, but it's minute to us because normally that still just operates. It's $300-400. Of course, we all put money together, make sure they had ice cream for that ice cream social, but we should not have to do these things when we have budgets with all surpluses, and every account has a surplus in it, especially our GA department. We have a surplus of over $4 million in it. Every department has millions in it, and I'm saddened because no one wants us to be able to utilize those funds to give back to the residents, let alone run our day-to-day operation. Next on the agenda was to adopt the 2024-2025 budget and appropriation ordinance for Thornton Township for the general fund and the general assistance fund. As you know, you should pass a budget every single year, no matter what body of government you are. We have not passed our budget for this year. We are now going into the next budget cycle for 2025.
Thank you, Scott. You're right. It's just so automatic for us that, hi, Donna B., how are you? It's so automatic we don't even think about it nowadays, right? But does Dalton have a budget yet? I've missed the last meeting, so I don't know if Dalton has a budget yet. I'm not sure. And now Thornton Township doesn't have a budget yet. Which
is 2026. And we have not passed this budget. And that's sad, because that's not how you operate government, and that's not how you run a business. Government is a business, whether you want to accept it or not. But we are not handling our business because we're not going to board meetings to approve the things that's needed to run the day-to-day operation. Also, we had on there the tax levy today, which is to pass it before the 31st, which is tomorrow, guys. So we do not pass our budget and our tax levy. How do we move forward as a township? Last but not least, the most important thing that we needed to pass today is our insurance. As you can see, it took a minute for us to get someone else to take us on as relates to insurance coverage, and we have that on the agenda this evening to be voted on. We had this on there about 2 months ago to approve the insurance, which was nothing but renewal. and they would not come to a board meeting to renew the insurance when we didn't have to go searching for a new carrier. Once they did come, we put it on there again, and it was an extension saying that they allow us to extend into a certain date. They still didn't show up. And when they didn't show up, that carrier said they no longer want to play this game, and they opted out of giving Thornton Township insurance. Therefore, we had to look for a new carrier. Finally, we found a new carrier, and that's what you see before you. The meeting that they called, we didn't have a carrier, which was that last Friday. We have a new carrier now, today, Monday. So we have the opportunity to fix what they have broken, which is come here and go for the much needed insurance to keep the township operating. And that goes for, once again, to keep our buildings open, to also allow us to pick up our seniors, to take them where they need to go. We cannot move forward due to the fact of the Board of Trustees playing these games and not showing up to board meetings to handle the business. If they call a meeting, I show up. If I call a meeting, why aren't you here? Why aren't you taking care of the people's business? I need the residents to pay attention to what's before them, and I need you to pay attention to facts and not get involved in all the fiction, the false stories that's out here in the world as it relates to clickbait. I need us to come together and demand that the Board of Trustees show up to board meetings. I am now today calling for the resignation of Carmen Carlisle and also Chris Gonzalez. They should resign from office because clearly you do not want to do this job. Clearly you do not care about the residents of Thornton Township, let alone the seniors or the youth. Clearly you do not want to see us proceed with a good year for 2025. So I'm asking for you to step down. You can send me a memo, you can email it to me, you can send it to any one of my staff members, and we will gladly accept your resignation.
Do you think that's going to happen? And what do you think about the buses with the seniors? She playing on the heartstrings of seniors. My mother is 91. If she couldn't get we don't have buses here, but if she couldn't get a bus ride to the doctor for, dialysis, I think one woman said, I don't know how I would feel about that. And who would I blame for it? I would blame every elected official. Just plain and simple. Because they're elected officials, they're elected to do a job. And they've got to somehow work around this. It's going to be interesting tonight what comes out of this.
Residents, please hold on a little longer. I know it's been tough. It is the election coming up. I know you guys have seen all the mess and scrutiny going on with that as well, but that too shall pass. I will speak now to the caucus. Today we did have court for the caucus. You guys know I am suing Napoleon Harris and also Doc's organization for that illegal, unconstitutional meeting that they held on December 3rd. That was improper, and that was voter suppression at its highest level. I don't commend that. I would not accept that, and I don't wish that on anybody. And I need the residents to stand up and have a voice as it relates to you being the voiceless on December 3rd. It's a shame that people had you out.
Tonight's meeting has been canceled, Scott? Oh my. Sasha, good to see you. Yes. I fixed it and then I fell asleep. I'm so sorry. I woke up and I went, oh, wait a minute. But is tonight's meeting canceled for Thornton Township? Oh dear. So nothing's open. The buses aren't running. And meetings are canceled. How does this help the residents and any of this with, and I'm talking any elected official, because it's hurting the residents. I just don't agree with this kind of crap. And look at Henyard's eyes. See those puppy dog eyes? They're going to turn. Okay. So I've noticed that in a few meetings now, where you have those puppy dog eyes, but she will, oh, snap. She'll change. And that's bothersome.
In the code, in the media, all y'all was out there, and it's a shame that you, media, that's why I call you fake news, did not showcase the residents out in the code, on walkers, in wheelchairs, with oxygen tanks, could not get in, saying let us in, let us vote. You guys did not showcase that, but yet you showcased what was inside the building. But what I will tell you, residents, is they didn't show you the people going and entering through the back door, through the side door. They didn't show you the people that was not a Thornton Township resident. They didn't show you any of these things, though. But I can name everybody that was in that building that did not live in Thornton Township, but was allowed to come in the building and partake in a illegal caucus, which was ran by a dictator, Napoleon Harris, who do not live in Thornton Township. And I say that I'm constantly with you. He does not live in Thornton Township. And yes, I am the only one that has the strength and the guts to sue individuals when they do wrong to our township and to our government. It's a shame that people are sitting back and allowing these things to take place. So I stand for the people, and I'll continue to rise up despite what people say about me in the media or in blogs, which is not true. I am showing you truth. You can follow me, whether it's on Facebook. I do put a lot of correspondence out to residents so that you can follow what's going on in your community. I just hate the fact that people are allowing this to happen and not doing nothing about it. I wish the people would take a stance and not allow people to take over your government, which they're trying to run this dictatorship, and we're going to ask the judge to overturn it, which I feel they will. But until that happens, I just want you to know we had court today, and we will be in Chasby Court. When the next court date is announced, I will let the residents know, and you can come down with me.
How much do all these court cases cost the residents? These are supposed to be adults running the government. How much is it costing the residents? Why is the residents' taxes so high? These are questions I have. And I'm talking about all elected officials. There must be. She posted the letter on her Facebook page. Tiffany did. Ooh. So did she cancel it, or did the trustees? I wonder. Well, that's interesting. Why would she cancel it? With all this coming, what she's saying, I kind of paused on a bad spot, didn't I? Sorry. I'll have to look at that, Scott. Thank you.
You come down with me to court, or you can always sign in onto Zoom. That's the way that you can see what's going on in Thornton Township as it relates to the courts and our next steps. But thank you to all of those that signed affidavit. I appreciate that because you wanted your voice to be heard. You didn't like what had happened that night, and you wanted to be overturned. So I thank you, and I'm asking you to come out as well, which a lot of y'all keep calling and asking me what's going on and what's happening. I was hoping today we got news to say, hey, the judge stated this, but right now we have to go to Chancery Court, and once that date is set, we will let the residents know so you can partake in the movement of the illegal caucus that happened on December 3rd. Today, I'm going to allow the residents to speak. I do want to hear from you. I know it's not a board meeting, but I always come to a meeting just to hear the residents and also take care of the business. I would never mute you. I would never hold you out in the cold, and that's the part that y'all should understand. That individual is your committee. That individual is your senator. So he still neglected the residents and had you standing outside despite who you was voting for. I know I came 500 strong with residents, with cars and buses.
How do you like that wrench, Wyoming?
And he was out there. I get it, but you should allow the people to see the truth of what it is. Because if you thought you was going to win, you would have let the people win, and you did not do that. So shame on you, Napoleon. Next, I want You guys sit down. I love y'all, and there's nothing you can ever do about it. I love the good, the hateful, and even the naysayers. I'ma always take care of you. I'ma always be your super mayor. I'ma always come prepared and ready to take care of the business, despite people's opinion of what's going on around you. I want you guys to stay prayed up this season, going to the season with love, lead with love. I always say this. And don't let people harden their hearts. Get the facts for yourself. Seek the truth. And news, please, do your research. Stop.
Thank you, Scott. On her, oh, it's for Dalton she canceled. Attention residents of Dalton. I am canceling our scheduled meeting today due to threats. Anyone that knows me know can't. That safety is my top priority. I will always protect community. We will reschedule our board meeting. Please stay safe and pay attention to your surroundings at all times. Wow. Oh, Wyoming, you'll do fine. And, when people I know start commenting in comments, I'm going to throw out a few more wrenches too. So, she has canceled the Dalton board meeting tonight. There's supposed to be a Thornton Township meeting, right? Oh, he said come anyways. Okay. What are they gonna do? I don't know. They were supposed to bring newspapers. Yeah. Yeah, she didn't say anything about Thornton. I wonder if they'll meander over there. Now, Thornton's going to be held at Dalton Park, right? Yeah, because all those signs and I don't agree with wearing the camouflage just because I'm a veteran. And I know someone typed in something about war, and I didn't agree with that either. Because being a veteran, you wear that uniform. And News for Reasonable People. Hello, I love your show. I love it. And welcome. I don't agree with, wearing camouflage and talking about war because our people have died for the honor of wearing that uniform. So, yeah. Thank you, Jimmy. So I have a thing about that, and I think most veterans do as well. Anyways, here we go. So we're all updated now.
I'm just reporting things because somebody get on the news that don't live in our township, don't live in our village, and you guys allow them to say negative things or our township, and they are not part of neither one. Like, that's not right. I don't like that you guys are constantly putting us in a negative light.
See what happened to her eyes? Remember when they were puppy dogs? And please subscribe to News for Reasonable People. It's a fantastic channel. You see her eyes now? Remember they were kind of puppy dog? Yeah, now it's kind of awkward. I don't want to say what I think.
Despite all the facts that we showed you and give you, just like with insurance, we showed you guys, the trustees, neglecting their duty to come and vote for the insurance. We showed you that, and you still didn't show the people that they are the ones that stopped the insurance at Thornton Township. So shame on you, News. Hopefully it'll be a better year. Also, we had...
Thank you, Cynthia. I'm so sorry for interrupting again. But Cynthia, hawkish transformation.
an event about an hour 30 minutes ago, from 12 to 3. It was our seniors' New Year's party. I've seen not one of these cameras there. It's amazing that you guys come here for the mass or the drum or the show, but you won't come and showcase the good that we do and hear from other residents that really, really appreciate what I do for the township, that along with the clerk and the trustee, Darlene Ray Everett does for the township. But you don't come and showcase them people. And I've noticed too, some people give you interviews and you don't even put the good stuff that they say on the news. But yet you put anybody that's a hater or don't like whatever they see or whatever someone told them, you put them on the news and they don't live here. So please, this year, please do your research and stop just reporting anything, because I know you need us for views and clicks. I get it. I know we make money for you because that's the only reason why every station's here. Other than that, I don't see you in nobody else's town reporting whatever they're saying about their mayor or their trustees or their alderman, but you have always followed Tiffany and you. So please pay me for using my name as well. I give you some money about that. But with that being said, I'm going to allow people to get up and you have 3 minutes. You're going to address this body. Of course, we're going to allow you to put your 3 minutes on record. I will try something up for those that have something to say, and hopefully the news hear you and allow you to be heard at a national level and not just the negativity. So if anybody would like to address this body, you have 3 minutes. You can go to the podium and say whatever you like.
Good evening. Good evening to the residents, supervisor, board. What we see tonight is the incapacitation of this government. You have 2 trustees that are refusing to come to a meeting to handle business. And let's just dispel the lie that it's about an appointment. An appointment I do not see listed on this agenda. However, an appointment cannot take place, if I read the statute correctly, until this board accepts the resignation of Jerry Jones. And I believe I missed maybe 1 township meeting so far.
Should we read this? If a vacancy exists in any township office and the vacancy is not filled within 60 days, the electors at a special township meeting may select a qualified person to fill the vacancy and to serve until the expiration of that term. At the meeting, the electors may select the replacement officer by voice vote, and the person receiving the greatest number of votes shall be declared to be elected as officer. So she's calling for 2 members to step down and resign, and they have 1 seat to fill. So how's that going to work?
And I've yet to see that on the agenda. So for the news media to put that out, that this is the reason why the trustees are not coming, because they don't want to vote on an appointment, that is false. There's no appointment on this agenda. But what we do have on this agenda is a tax levy. I'm going to tell you, tax levy is very important to pass. As a former elected official from the village of Dixmoor, we failed to pass our tax levy. And that hurt us for an entire year. That's going to incapacitate this township. Because that means when we pay our tax bills, they're going to withhold the funds for the township. So I'm going to wonder how our seniors are going to be taken care of. How are our young people going to have after-school programs? You're now affecting an entire township. This is no longer about Supervisor Henry. This is about each and every resident that lives in this township that is entitled to the services that they pay taxes for. So I agree. Those trustees are to resign. They should resign because they don't have the best interest of the community at hand. The other thing is the insurance. I was at the meeting over at the Dalton Park District, and they vowed that, oh, if we get an insurance, we're going to come to the meeting. They have yet to show up. That is a very important aspect of any municipal government. If someone walks, trips, falls, that's a liability. It's a lawsuit. And then you might have ones that stage that to happen. But we got to come together and take care of the business of this township. This is ridiculous. We are the laughing stock in the South suburban area. When you go into grocery stores, you hear them talking about our township. When you go to your social events, you hear them talking about our township. It's embarrassing. You're not hurting Tiffany Inyard. You're hurting each and every resident of this township by not showing up to do your fiduciary responsibilities. You were appointed or elected to do your job. Do your job. If you don't want to do your job, step aside. There are other residents that would love to sit in those seats and do the job that is put to them by the staff.
And I bet you Mr. Dots is one of them. Yes, exactly, Jimmy. Thank you very much for that.
You gotta take care of my people.
Is there anybody else that would like to address the council? All right, come on up.
Okay, I understand the comments. I'm from Lansing. I didn't get agenda today, but this is my concern. I'm gonna talk to the attorney. If we have the trustees not coming to vote on the critical issue, what do you all do? What's the next step? Can you all override them? What's the next step? Because they missed 3, 4, 7 meetings. It seems like something has been done by now to override them. Now, I know I'm sure other towns had this issue before. So what do? You just sit here and wait and just hope they'll show up?
I'm sorry, are you asking what
Yeah, I mean, your question, what do you as a attorney, what's your advice?
I can't disclose what advice I give my counsel.
Well,
I have a great attorney-client privilege. I cannot disclose.
What do you mean attorney-client privilege? She's the attorney for the township, right? This is where they commingle all of these lawyers together. Delgado's back on the school board now. Kicked Odelson off. She's running the inquiries into the validation of electorals. They've all got their hands in the pie.
I can't disclose any advice that I give to my clients that waives attorney-client privilege.
Okay, who's your clients? I'm sorry. Are we your clients? My question is, if her hands are tied as supervisor because the trustees not coming, then that means services to us.
Why does she have that stupid look on her face like she doesn't understand what the woman is saying? Anybody else see that? I don't like these commingling of these lawyers. They're the same recycled ones over and over again.
It's not being done. So my question is, you said attorney accountability. What about to us? So I'm saying, what do we do? What do you all do to override this situation? Do we keep letting it go on, never go into 2025 with the same problem?
Ma'am, I only give advice. As an attorney, I don't dictate policy. I don't dictate.
So what advice would you give?
I cannot tell you the
Okay, Tim, what advice did you give for us to move forward with these trustees not being for 6, 7 meetings? What advice that you gave where we can move forward to get this insurance taken care of and get these services back in place? What advice that you gave? I need to know.
Yeah, and you saw on the screen, and I believe the Lansing Journal, they are very good at what they do. The lawyer advised her to approve that tax levy, and she voted no. How much is that lawyer getting paid? $400 an hour? Something like that.
It's affecting all those back here behind me. What advice have you given? What can we do about it? Then,
She said that I can't answer that.
okay. Okay.
But I totally agree with you, and that's where I'm at, hard work.
All I can say is what the township code actually says. The township code says it.
Thank you so much for stopping in News for Reasonable People. You're going to do a live stream. Are you going to do the live stream at the 4 p.m. meeting? Dalton meeting has been canceled. Okay. Tiffany Henyard put out a cancellation letter because of threats. So that's off the table. As far as I know, Thornton meeting is still going on. But thank you so much. It's so good to see you, and thank you for stopping in.
If a board member misses 5 regular board meetings and does specify regular board meetings, then there is a process for them to potentially be removed, and there is a process that is within the township code. So I can tell you to consult the township code. I cannot tell you what advice that I had given the client that would waive attorney-client privilege. I am not the holder of the privilege. I cannot waive the privilege.
Okay, and you couldn't answer my question either.
Okay.
So we better look at it. We gotta look at the code.
Well, do y'all have a code that
Yeah,
you
so
have to look at?
No, that's what she's saying. The code says that if they miss 5 regular scheduled board meetings, that they can be removed from
What happened here,
office.
they missed?
They missed 7.
They
but
missed
it's-
7 already.
3 is special, and then the regular is 4.
So we need one more.
So they need one more meeting to miss. And I told her the same thing I'm telling you, which is, I said that's a load of crap. I think that people, once they miss 7 meetings, you abandon your job. That's like you being in charge, and you have a board, and they don't show up 7 different times.
Right.
Try to fix the situation. They should get fired. You would not have a job. There's no call, no show at that point.
So we wait for the next meeting to be called.
I'm not waiting for the next meeting. I will be in court. That's a guarantee.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, come on up. Anybody else?
Good evening, everybody. First, I want to point out that this meeting was called as a special board meeting, so the trustees.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jimmy. This is from the Lansing Journal, December 30th board meeting, and they did fact checks on this meeting, and it's really interesting what they have found out. And they're saying 6, 7 board meetings they skipped, but they have to be regular board meetings, not special ones. So sorry for the confusion, but it's really interesting what they come up with. And the fireworks are going to start here soon.
Should not be penalized for missing this meeting. This is not a regularly scheduled board meeting. Tiffany, you're still calling Carmen Carlisle out of her name. It's no wonder that she doesn't show up. I mean, that's very unprofessional and it's hostile. You talk about the insurance. You just said in Friday's meeting that they didn't have an insurance quote, but you have one now. So if that was the case, all those meetings that they missed that you're saying the insurance was ready, it wasn't, because you just said they didn't have a quote even as recent as Friday. They just had one today, or just had one as of today. So that's a contradiction. Attorney, I would like to know.
And I'm sorry for cutting in. Yes, Tracy. Tiffany Henyard, thanks to Scott, posted that the meeting is canceled, definitely, due to threats. So, is it going to be at the Thornton Township meeting? And is that going to be at 4 o'clock? Or is that 6 o'clock? It's confusing when they have 2 meetings in the same day. Tiffany is like, boy that cried wolf. Yeah. You saw those puppy dog eyes, right? And then it was, what did Cynthia call it? Hulkish something. Oh, okay. It's at 4, so we better hurry up, right? Okay, playing.
Why you still show up, and this is just an honest question, when you know that there's not a meeting, why are we still paying attorneys to act in their capacity at a meeting that's not a regularly scheduled board meeting? Do you also show up at special board meetings? I mean, is that the answer?
I show up when my client asks me to be here.
Okay, I'm just wondering, because it just seems like a misuse of funds if there's no meeting and essentially no reason for you to be here, but thank you for answering. Also, Tiffany, you talk about insurance. You know, there were still cars spotted on Christmas Eve, Thornton Township buses in Hammond, or I'm not sure if it was Hammond, but it was definitely Indiana. So can you explain why the township buses were still operating on Christmas Eve with no insurance out of state?
You're not a township resident, so.
Thank you for saying that. I actually am. So be careful what you say, Tiffany, because you're inciting violence. You're making it unsafe for me. I am a Thornton Township resident, and I have every right to come up here and speak about things that directly affect my tax dollars. I don't understand why you're so upset that we're wanting to have a voice with regard to how our money is spent. What do you expect us to just look the other way while you go on a spending spree with our tax dollars? And not to mention, you talk about the caucus, you're in here electioneering. This is not a meeting. You should not be speaking about any strategies or anything that happened at the caucus. That is electioneering, and that is illegal. Illegal. Okay? I do live in the township, but I'm not going to keep responding to you. Why are you ghost payrolling? Why are you getting paid for the township, but you're always at the village of Dalton? Answer that, William Moore. Why are you always at the village of Dalton, but you're paid by Thornton Township as a full-time employee? That is ghost payrolling. Can anyone answer that? Now, yeah, please answer that for me. Why you're always at the village of Dalton and you're being paid by Thornton Township?
This is about the township, ma'am.
Okay, I'm asking you, why aren't you here when you're being paid by the township? You're always at the village of Dalton volunteering. How is that possible?
I'll answer that.
All right, your
How is that possible?
time is up. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
yeah, thank you.
All right, another resident that don't live in Thornton Township.
Okay,
And
that's-
also as it relates to insurance, allow me to clear this up with insurance. As we stated, when we went to that special meeting, we told you, once we get the quote for the insurance, we will call a special meeting. It's on the record. And we called a special meeting once they gave us the quote saying, hey, we are going to insure you. We've been working on this and working on this, and we finally get it. And today is the day to vote for the the insurance. So that's what it is, just so you know, in Township Talk, for those that want to know what we do with government, every single one of my department heads are present at Township Talk, and they talk about everything they do in their department, from senior service to transportation to IT, everybody's there. So if you want to know the information, all you have to do is show up, but again, you have to read. If you read the information, you know what's going on in Fort Township. All right, go ahead, you have the floor.
Yeah, who's lying and who's not? I know Keith Price handed out emails to show that Delgado, these lawyers, said you have to have a board vote for the insurance. So, I don't know.
Is this for me?
Yes.
Supervisor, to Supervisor and everyone at the desk. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for being here and allowing this opportunity. I want to just say thank you, for being in Thornton Township, for having the activities and functions that I've been able to attend for a senior. I am a senior. I did enjoy the senior activity today. I have witnessed individuals who needed help, literally
my friend.
being appreciative of the general assistance program and the various activities that Thornton Township has offered, throughout the time until we've gotten to this point. I would hope that we will be more respectful of those types of functions and community events that has allowed us to enjoy each other regardless of our city or village or town, wherever we live. So I just want to say thank you to all of you, for having such great activities, great events, looking out for seniors, looking out for the children, the after-school programs, the counseling, the computer lab. There's some people who've lived out here in Thornton Township, but that was never aware that Thornton would actually provide them with some type of assistance if they needed it. And it's just really great that it's for everybody. It doesn't matter in which one of the 17 villages you live in, that it's open up for everyone. So thank you. And I think I've done something to this mic.
Did that lady say supervisor to supervisor? I could have swore that's what that lady said. I wonder what she's a supervisor of. But yeah, why a board vote? They haven't voted on auto insurance the past 3 years. And that's the thing. They have so many lawsuits. Oh, MC Heavyweight, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Is it because of all the lawsuits going on in Dalton and in the township? Will anybody cover anybody? I mean, if you're getting, I've said this before, 6 car crashes in a year, are they going to insure you or are they going to drop your coverage? I don't know.
It's okay. Happy New Year. Thank you. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. My name is Kate.
This poor lady has been all over the internet. And she said she's never going to speak again at a board meeting. She's a resident. And what'd they do to her? Pitiful.
Fox, what X? Attorney, I'm glad you're here for support of our mayor. And you all got, I'm nervous, number one, but I'm just happy to be here. And I think everybody should start supporting what we get and come together. And if you don't like what's going on, that's the procedure of voting. Yes. And if you come to the meetings, whether you say nay or yay, but you still show up. Because you'll know it's just like the same thing as you not being here, but you're here. So while everybody, well, I'm not gonna say everybody, but while several people are targeting our mayor, they targeted our whole system. They broke our system because they was targeting one person. They got a system for voting. Like I said, you vote your presidents, your elected officials, your senators, your governors.
And she does have burgundy wig. I apologize for that statement I made.
Your mayor, if you don't like it, go with the system and stop breaking what we got. Because this is a change for me. I ain't never seen nothing like this before in my life. And I'm 67, and I'm a senior. Senior, be 68.
Sorry, breaking news, Sasha. Dalton meeting is not canceled. They have a quorum. Jason House is pro temp. Henyard is not attending. Oh, the games we play.
Never have I seen anything like this. And I'm here now, and this residence, Dalton, Calumet City, Riverdale, for the last 45 years. Never in my days of living out here have I seen the corruption, the backstabbing, the mudslinging, hurting the citizens, hurting the residents, tearing the senior citizens down, messing with our kids. Are you neglected because y'all targeting? Stop targeting people. People stop. That's what they want us to do. They hear about Dalton in China. They all over the world, because there's one person that made Dalton his famous. She must be doing something right.
Hello, my name is Linda Wilson, and I am a resident of South Holland. I came here to get information for myself and see for myself. Yes, I do watch the news, but I know that the news can be fake as well. So I wanted to hear it for myself. I was sorry to hear you all attacked like I saw on the news. I'm sorry to see you attacked too. Well, one thing I know, I retired from the Postal Service as a manager. And no matter who calls the meeting, If your subordinate, if that person ahead calls a meeting, I don't care what kind of meeting it is, you go. You don't say, you don't have the option to say, oh, I'm just not going. And if you're representing other people, you definitely go. I wasn't just manager over one section, I was manager over a number of sections. So I had to be that person to know a little bit about other things too, but not be attacked like you all are attacked. I'm really sorry for that. But we need them to come. I am 102% for them getting fired, because that's what you would do in private sector. You would be fired if you do not show up. Whether I like it or not, I must show up.
Cowboy hat, Wyoming.
Good afternoon. I am a resident of Harvey, so therefore I'm a resident of Thornton Township. And I would just like to say I really appreciate the open atmosphere that you're offering for the residents and the inhabitants of Thornton Township to be able to voice their opinions. As a resident of Harvey, we're not able to do this. I don't know if you know or have been watching any of the videos that the City of Harvey puts out during their city council meetings, but Christopher Clark routinely violates our freedom of speech. We're not able to make any sound or clap or anything from our seats without being charged with disorderly conduct and disrupting the meeting. We're not able to, we're also intimidated. He uses the police force to intimidate us. He uses the police as weapons to keep us under control and under subjection to the way he runs the meetings. And it's really very, very unconstitutional, and it's very unfair, because we are the residents and we have a voice, and just as the lady said before, that we have things to say about how our tax dollars are being spent, how our city is being run, and things to that nature. But yet, just recently at the last city council meeting, I was cited for disorderly conduct, and escorted out by police. And we routinely, usually during a city council meeting, there are more police in this room than there are in this building right now. And it's a ploy for intimidation, it's a ploy for suppression and oppression of our voices as residents. And
well, I don't know. People have their opinions, and she's speaking her opinion, but Harvey is a pretty harsh place, I guess, for board meetings. I don't know. Maybe we should cover them. I guess they're vicious. Well, Ryan got dragged off, right? Status quo, welcome. Has it been broached that Ms. Hennard would demand of her loyal trustee would also not attend? Well, the Dalton meeting she canceled, but Jiminy Crickets, who was it? I'm sorry, I can't remember. Potato, hello, welcome. I can't remember who put it in the comments. Said that Jason House can be pro tem over the meeting, so the meeting would go on. So, no, I don't believe trustees are subordinate to the supervisor. I don't think so. So, no. But you see how attentive Tiffany is, of course, now.
so I just want to thank you for allowing, even though every comment might not be what you want to hear or might not be favorable to you or the way you're running, at least you give the residents their voice. And so I thank you for that.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that. So my name is Ryan. I'm a resident of Harvey, the Harvey Historical Society as well. I have a Harvey spirit shirt on today. But no, I wanted to echo that. Dennis is literally the nicest lady ever. By the way, that she just spoke. she got a $500 fine because Clark didn't like it or something. So it's just crazy. Personally, I'm not here to be a fan of Tiffany or Napoleon or Chris or anybody. I just want to see the truth. I want to see the right thing done. And I do want to say, though, I mean, this is amazing because Glynis is right. There's usually about 10 to 15 heavily armed police for all of our city council meetings. There was no, they don't even have the metal detector up. They had the metal detector. They wand you. They stare you down. They stand behind you when you're giving comments. So I guess I have a problem with everybody, like the media, for instance. Like, why? I understand the frustrations that people have to misheard and the disagreements, but you know, you get so much coverage. It seems like a personality thing because, like, I was talking to some people today, and I'm like, well, are they going to have money to pay the bills for the township? I don't care if you hate.
Thank you, Potato. I appreciate you stopping in, and yes, they all need to. They're all elected officials, and that's my thing. But thank you very much. Ryan's going to be in deep shit, isn't he? After this little, after this public comment.
Misheard. Or if you, like I said, I don't particularly love any of the candidates unless they're maybe independents running for township. Okay, I'm not really a fan of any of them. I'm definitely not a fan of our mayor, Chris Clark. But we need to make sure that things are running. So then I heard people online today saying, don't boycott the meeting, don't come to the meeting. Well, how are we going to pay the township bills? So, but I just have to say, every meeting I've been to with Ms. Henyard, even though, sure, there are a lot of things we would disagree on, but I have to say, she is 10 times fairer and less of a dictator than Mayor Clark. And really shame on the media and for giving Tiffany all this attention. And meanwhile, I was arrested in this very room for videoing, just like you saw me. My alderwoman is right here, Colby. She was arrested twice, false arrests, because she dared to ask how Clark is spending money. So this man wants to run to take her job. So I'm just letting you all know that in case you didn't know. So Christopher Clark is a tyrant. He's horrible. Why is Tiffany, even with all of her problems, why does she get all that attention? And we have unsolved murders here in Harvey. We have police follow us around for just asking questions about how our money's spent. Like, what? I'm not downplaying any of the bad things that maybe Ms. Henyard has done or has been accused of doing, but something's not right. We need to just get the right things happening. So I don't care about personalities. I just want people to get done with it. And something that bothered me with the lawyer too, I don't know the legalities, but that did bother me when people were asking you questions, and then they said, but okay, why can't you say anything? Oh, I can't, something about my client. But I agree with the first lady where she said, wait, aren't we your client? Because I find for all the boards, whether it's Harvey, Township, Dalton, pretty much everywhere, it's almost like this scheme, the scam, where the lawyers, they act as the personal defense attorneys for the politicians. So I just have to say, I do believe that we are your client ultimately.
Thank you.
But yeah, thank you for not arresting us. Thank you for letting us have our say.
Do you think Ryan's going to get a bunch of calls over that little statement? Yeah, he was arrested. Cynthia, what did you call that look on her face? Hulkish? What was it? Can't remember. Reload, you got to get groceries. Okay. Thank you so much for being here.
Good evening, everyone. My name is William. I am a South Holland resident, and to our mayor, to our supervisor, and to our board, and to our residents, all is not lost. So to the young lady who says she lives here, there's going to be an election come up. If she lives here, she has to voice her opinion. I know she doesn't live here.
I do live here.
Okay.
And here's where the fireworks are going to start. And Francois, wouldn't it be like a circus show traveling from place to place for different meetings?
No argument. When we go to the polls, while the young man and his young lady who's been videoing all this time, getting clicks, there's real people's lives being affected here. We do over 50 events for seniors, for youth, for single moms, single dads, handicapped, all inclusive. Every event that we've held in Thornton Township, we've never had any events, never an arrest, never anyone out of order. So you as a resident, you're saying this is what we want. What's fair is this. Go to the polls and make certain that your voice is heard. And what's fair is that if these are the services that you deserve, go to the polls. Don't let them get the clicks. The clicks is what they are. I refuse to be a township resident and allow people like this to come into our town and play nickel-dime games with my real life. I refuse to do that. So what's important is that we went to the caucus, now you want to be disruptive. Give me 3 minutes, man. Give me my 3 minutes. We went to a caucus, and we went to this caucus. And what's more important is that our rights were violated. This is 2024, okay? So why is it that in 2024, we have someone suppressing our votes?
Now, who started this argument? Honestly, yeah. Hawkish transformation. I love that, Cynthia. Who started that argument? William Moore. He didn't have to do what he did and say what he said. So, clap back, in my opinion.
Of civil rights. That's what's more important. But we must come out. If you can sign an affidavit, if you have not, make certain that you put a person that's in office who's going to represent you. That's right. Not someone who's going all this clickbait, act like they want to do the work. Because you have real issues at your home like I do. I need a person who is willing to come and to serve in the capacity which a supervisor has. They cannot beat her, so they're trying to cheat her. But also that loss. Go to the polls and make certain that your voice is being heard, because that's what I would do. That's what, for me in my house, we will serve the Lord. So I appreciate you. I love you. All's not done. And for all those naysayers who think that she's going to be out of office, let me be the first to say to every news media, she will win her seat. Take that to the bank. Because the guy before you, he's more than the whole world against you. Okay, so we will stand and see the salvation of the Lord on our enemies. That means people that's against us. Thank you so much, Lord. God bless you.
Timestamp that one.
Is there anybody else? Okay, yeah, we have a clue what you
When somebody is talking, somebody is talking, just give them respect, and not over talk them.
I agree.
We have to be respectful to everybody. You might not agree with everybody, but they're saying, but be respectful. Now, when this man was talking, you was talking. Because when you was talking, we gave you the same respect.
And you do it again, and stop. You have the floor, let her talk.
I'm saying, man, what I'm saying to you, give everybody the same respect that you want us to give you. Well, I'm not sure to be up here again. Well, you know what? I'm used to that.
Okay, all right.
I'm not here for argument. I'm not here for confusion. I just want to question and
What the hell are they arguing about? She's saying don't disrupt a speaker when they're speaking, and I don't know. Chaos.
if you all want to take this out of the street, you take it out of the street. But what I'm saying is, be respectful. When somebody's talking, be respectful. Let them say what they have to say. It's okay to disagree with somebody, but it's the way you disagree. That's all I'm saying. I might not like what he said, I might not like what you said, but I'll give you the right to say it. And that's all I'm saying. Give you the right to say your piece. Like you all gave me my right to say that, when you breathe it out.
Thank you.
That's all I'm saying. I'm just here to ask.
All right, thank you so much. So look, that's
So
what
now
I
let's say the same thing. She just did the same thing. So I'm just gonna say, I thank everybody for listening, and I appreciate people saying that the problem. Now, I see why we got security in the building. Speak again, so I'm gonna say what I say. I love
she let that other woman get up twice, right? And this woman got up again, and she told her to sit down because she didn't like what she heard.
That's the problem. I mean, this is why people have security. This is why people be at mics, because you got people always out of order.
That's not what the problem is. I'm sorry. I'm seeing these little quirks here. She let that other lady speak twice. This woman gets up to speak her piece again of what was said. I couldn't understand anything they were arguing about. But she says, Henyard says, well, that's the problem. Well, tit for tat, you let her do it.
So anyway, I'm going to conclude with this. I gave everybody the right and the respect to be heard, because there's no need. I don't have to sit here and listen to it, right? So out of respect, because I care about residents, I sat here and listened to whatever anybody wanted to say, despite not having the quorum, despite not being able to have insurance. What you need to put in them live and on them cameras is that these trustees did not show up. Trustee Collins, trustee...
There's those hawkish transformations there, Cynthia. She normally doesn't allow. Yeah. So what's the deal? I think she picked Harvey for a reason. So it would be more to her side, maybe. But yeah, those are those hawkish, the hawkish transformation in her eyes.
Did not show up to take care of the business of the residents of Fort Township. That's facts. Forget all the noise and the mess. That's distraction. The truth is, we have insurance now. We've been fighting for insurance since they didn't show up to the previous meeting to handle the business. And now that we have insurance, no one showed up to vote to take care of the business. It's like, come on. We have to do better, guys. We have to hold people accountable that's not handling the business for you. Now today, I have to make the decisions of shutting down things. That's what I said to everybody. Anybody wasn't listening. Why people distracting you with noise? That's harsh. It's people that really, really depend on Thornton Township services, especially those buses. Y'all have no idea how many residents we take to the doctor. How many people are on chemo? You want to talk to Ms. Linda? Ms. Linda is a manager over at transportation, Thornton Township Transportation. Tell them about what's going on. Yes.
Yeah, status quo. And I've said this, I don't know how many times, she does not, she lacks leadership. She can't bend. When you're a leader, you have to bend and look at both sides, not just your way or the highway. It doesn't work like that. And is this why Dalton and Thornton Township is in the messes they are in? I love these conversations, by the way. Thank you.
My name is Linda Terrell, and I work for the Transportation Department, and I gotta tell you, our people are hurting. We have seniors that can't get to the store. We have seniors who can't get to the store by themselves. They're on walkers, wheelchairs, and everything else. We have dialysis patients. They count on our service. They can't make it to dialysis, and they're wondering why. We're in a twilight hour, and we're telling them that we don't have transportation, that we can't book their transportation. We need their transportation back in place like yesterday. Because it's been 2 days. I've been talking to them and they told me, I can't book a trip for you now, as of now, until further notice. And that's not good. It's like, I have to eat. How am I going to get my food? I've been without food 3 days. Why didn't they tell me this last week? This is a serious thing. It's, not coming to a board member, this is very serious for some seniors. It's not like, oh, they just get tailed.
It is very scary. And yes, Tiffany, why did it lapse? Right, Wyoming? How would you feel if it was your mother or your grandmother? Honestly. that could not get on a bus to go to their doctor's appointment. Another $50 speech. I'd be really angry. I would be angry because my mother or grandmother would be calling me saying I cannot get my cancer treatment because the buses are not running. Yeah. Yeah, it is the residents that are paying the price. And you know, all this shenanigans. But in this instance, I'm thinking, what if that was my mother or grandmother that had to go get chemo and could not get on the bus, or dialysis, like this woman just said? It's a mess.
Policy, you have people that potentially can be laid off from work. The bus drivers. What are we going to tell them? What are you going to tell me? I'm going, if there's no passengers, I go home. There's no passengers, the bus drivers, what are they going to do? And those students, they didn't call me. They're like, this can't happen? What do you mean? You can't take me to the store? I'm like, man, I'm so sorry. I said, as soon as I find out something with this evening, I'll give you a call. This is playing games with these black people. We all have mothers. We all have fathers. And for them not to get to the store. A lot of times we can't take them because we're working. But to have a service like we have in place right now, that's a wonderful thing. And they always tell me how they appreciate our service. They tell me all the time. I don't know what I would do without this service. It's a free service. Most of the time they're on time. 99.9% of the time they are on time. They can always call us if they're at the doctor's office a little bit later than what they expected. We'll adjust their trips. And they're very grateful for us. So, we need to get together. We really.
That's a good point, Wyoming. Medicare. That's right. And they have Medicaid, right? They have Ubers, all kinds of things. Leadership. It's all about the leadership. You cannot treat people the way she does. I'm sorry. There's no skills there. And I think this is the cause, part of the cause. Wait, pause. Part of the cause of what's going on. She will not bend. And after seeing the warrant list and the financial reports, something fishy going on. Just saying.
It's not about pictures on boxes. It's not about, I didn't agree to this meeting. This is not joking. We need to stop playing games with people's lives. Right. And going one way. Layoffs, seniors who are not eating, seniors who can't make it to the doctor. Do you have to picture in your mind, a senior coming in here with a walker, and she's trying to make it to the store. She's at a fixed income. She can't take pace. She needs every dollar that she gets. Right. What are you going to do? She's going to take an Uber to the store? She don't have it. Then how's she going to buy that food if she's taking an Uber to the store? So I suggest, we need to address the bottleneck and deal with it appropriately. And the supervisor's right here, and I'm sure she knows how to do that. Yeah. That's it. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Status quo, what do you think about the emails that Keith Price handed out from Delgado saying that the board had to vote on insurance? This is where it gets so messy. What do you think about that? I'm not too sure. nobody is being transparent. Is my issue. In Dalton or Thornton. You know, I produced the warrant list, and now I'm starting with the financial. And with those lists, I'm siding with the trustees. And I've always said that Jason House, every time I email him, he emails me directly back. Maybe the village needs to have backup resources. Yeah. Why are people depending on township to eat? Well, the township is designed as a service to the people. It provides services. That's the way this township is set up. That's all it does, is provides services to the residents. That's got to be an awful lot of money.
City service, we all the same thing? And this is our city service department. They had an awesome event this evening. Tell them about your event you had.
It's definitely time to find another way. It's not working. And the way the township board is set up, if it's 2-2, then the supervisor breaks the tie. And I don't like these setups where the supervisor breaks the ties. I've never liked it. It is a quandary for the courts ultimately over any email. Yeah. Keith never stayed in his lane. Yeah. Yeah, and it's true. And remember when he kicked out everybody except what? Channel 7 was the only news station that could stay in there for an interview. Who the hell are you? To kick out all the media. And just one news station. I think there are villages and other townships that have gone away from their town. Yeah. Brandon, so good to see you. Yeah, we're getting ready to wrap up, but now the Dalton meeting, Henyard canceled it. However, I forget, and I apologize. Somebody said that Jason House is going to be pro tem, so that's still going to go on. So, and then you got the Thornton Township meeting, right, at 6. I can't keep track of these. Ask a question a while ago. I never got an answer. In a vote 2 against 2, the no always... No, if it's 2-2, if you have 4 trustees, and it's 2-2, the supervisor breaks the tie. So, but if there's only 3 trustees and it's 2-2 with Henyard voting, it doesn't pass. I hope I worded that correctly. Somebody can tell me if I didn't.
I'm Tamika, Senior Service Manager. Y'all heard me at the last meeting. It is a pleasure to be here, but it's a sad day for Thornton Township. It's unfortunate that the other trustees could not come, so we can render services, continue to render services to the seniors. We had an amazing event. Our association events are amazing. A lot of seniors were expecting it today due to us being kind of closed last week. A few people have reached out to myself and Marcia regarding our meals. It's a sad day for Thornton Township. I don't know if the residents are aware, a lot of seniors have kitchenettes. They're not able to cook, so they really rely on our lunch program. We still serve meals on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. For the seniors, we do about 1,000 meals a week at a cost of $1.50. I don't know what we need to do as Thornton Township residents. Something got to change. Change got to come. We got it, like, it's set at Thornton Township. So what did your vendors say? Because I know we asked certain vendors to hold on with us, and I know they have not been paid. What did the vendors say?
Marcia Brown can answer that. She actually worked close with John. She do the billing for our caterer, John.
Our vendor has agreed to work with us.
She said what you say?
Our vendor has agreed to work with us.
He has agreed to work with us as of now, but he hasn't been paid in what, 2.5 months, 3 months? So we'll see. So y'all see them 000, 4 zeros on the bill list, don't be surprised, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. So, okay.
This morning, I looked at the news.
That woman's last name was Henyard. Is it related? Yeah, the school board. Same thing. Same lawyers. I did read a court case with Delgado versus Olson for slander, I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was slander. I guess we can't understand this mess because it would never happen in my village. That's for sure. I know it wouldn't happen in Wyoming's. I mean, this nonsense would not go on. And this is what I can't understand.
The news said that the trustees said they didn't know about this meeting, so they won't be here. So how do you know it was a meeting? You had to know about the meeting. So you gonna be on the news and say you didn't know about the meeting. But this morning I dropped my dog off at the groomers. Guess who I seen up at the pancake house? Your trustees.
Yeah.
In the meeting.
Yes.
Sometime this morning, 10 o'clock this morning.
Yes.
They was in the meeting.
Ms. Gonzalez was there.
Gonzalez was there, yeah. They was at the meeting. I guess eating pancakes. Pancakes is more important than our township. And our insurance. But they was up there. Channel 7, probably some of the news reporters was there.
It was there. It was the export board meeting.
I know if you sell, I know. I went there and sat down in the middle of the meeting and just looked around the scene and then I got up left. But I'm like, you said you didn't know about this meeting tonight.
They know. We sent an email out.
The news said, they said they didn't know about the meeting this morning. So they wasn't coming tonight.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows. They gave statements and comments to different news outlets about they're not showing up today. We posted 48 hours prior to, so everyone got the post. Everyone gets the email as a board member. Everyone knows that we are having this meeting, and they knew when they had their special meeting last Friday that we was calling a meeting to pay for the insurance, if we got it, which we got it, thank God, and then also to pass the tax levy because we have to pass it before the 31st, which is tomorrow. So we are real crucial, and we really care about, I'll say that, we really care about deadlines, and we try to make those deadlines. But it's up to the board members to show up. Either way, you vote no or yes. You have that option. If you vote no, it does not pass at all. You just show up and it fails. So it's no reason for no one not to show up to a board meeting, because as I stated, the gridlock is 2 to 2. It'll be 2 votes on one side, 2 votes on the other, and it will not move. So for you not to show up is childish, and I think they're playing with residents' lives, and the residents started to see that. I just hope y'all hear that, and I actually put the truth out and not fake information. That's all I want moving forward. The truth to be out and not lies because people trying to get clicks and views off of drama. And
that's what we all want. It's the truth. The bare truth. Yes, Wyoming. I'm sure we're all very appreciative of our mayors. Oh, she was talking about the electoral meeting. We can say what we want. Gonzalez voted her in. I mean, he tried to get another woman in, and I, for the life of me, cannot remember her name. 9 minutes before midnight, because they didn't want the people to vote. And this is what we have. Yeah, he did. Yeah, the Fox lady, she got a lot of backlash, I think. Yeah, it's, you know, you get into office and you swear an oath. Okay. And they were up against a timeline of midnight. Yeah. And had 7 rounds. And they went into executive session several times. And they didn't want the vote going to the people. And that's my issue with this whole mess, is the residents. The residents are suffering because everybody else is getting paid, right? Yeah, he does regret that. He does. But why did he do it in the first place? That's what I don't understand. You know, and we've all seen, you know, that back and forth. Why was Tiffany even in the room? Was that odd? What was that? That was odd to me. Why was she in the room? I just thought of that. Just thinking out loud.
Not reality. Reality is they're not taking care of the business of the people. That's our reality. So I'm gonna conclude with thank you guys for coming out. I want to thank everybody for allowing us to utilize Harvey Chambers here to host this meeting due to the fact we don't have insurance. Tomorrow will be a sad day for Thornton Township. I hate to bring the New Year's in like that, but we will have to stop a lot of services at Thornton Township. But as you hear and see from your super mayor, the persons or people that has caused this rift in our township government. And that's Trustee Carmen Carlisle, and I say that because she always lies.
Why does she have to do that? This whole meeting, she said, "Oh, that's a terrible. That's a thumbnail for somebody right there." Why does she have to call her Carlisle liar? It's so childish. Adamant, Francois. Oh, she said Tiffany knew. Yeah, to me that was suspicious. Did you see any other mayors there? I didn't. That's going to be somebody's thumbnail right there, that look on her face. Sorry. But, yeah. I wanted to go through this because Lansing Journal, they put up some good facts. And, of course, they're still investigating. But I think they're spot on in what they were saying. Good twin. You can't take back what is already... Yeah, you can't. You know, and what about, okay, so now they need another trustee, right? So should this vote go to the people? They need another trustee. It's supposed to be 60 days, right? Now, some people say that the board has to vote to acknowledge the resignation before the 60 days kicks in. I don't know. I'm asking. But why don't they just let the vote go to the people? As someone said, because they don't want that. And that's wrong, in my opinion. You know, the people should be voting because it's the people that are being affected by this crap. Well, now we know what kind of Mayor Clark is. Yeah. Did you hear Ryan I wonder if he's going to get in trouble for his speech. I don't know. No, that wasn't a very good look for him. You need to be a fox to investigate in the egg thing. Yeah, yeah. But anyways, I guess the Dalton meeting is still on because Jason House is going to be pro tem. Somebody said, because Tiffany canceled it. And then is the Thornton meeting still on at 6? Dear, dear, dear. Please, at the beginning is the Lansing Journal's QR code. Please hit that and make sure you go over there and like them and subscribe to them. One reason Henyard refusal of separating budget paying bills from the supervisor appointment of an additional not become a breaking point. That's a good point. Yeah, these people, politicians, are crafty little beavers. Francois. But yeah, yeah. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you. I knew you'd like that, Francois. And we'll see you either at the Dalton or the Thornton meeting. Who knows what's going to go on. Okay, folks. Thanks a bunch and have a great night. Be safe. Power plays are brutal, yes. Okay. Ta-ta.